Yo, Hussein, what do you think about infidelity?
Infidelity?
Yeah, about cheating.
I'm glad you asked. It boggles my mind when we speak about this theme, about this topic, because when I tell to people to learn about the differences between genders and what drives men and women sexually, they think that it's a lot of game. You have to do too much work to understand each other. So they'd rather to sit down on their asses and pout and just be angry because their spouse or their partner don't understand them. So the question we have to ask, what really drives men and women, and how does it relate to our evolutionary past? There are a few people who think about why it's okay for men to have their women to go and fool around with another chick, but it's totally different when it happens with another guy. What is it that drives that jealousy, that instinct? Why do we get that pissed off and angry because of such betrayal? Heck, I've seen girls kissing in front of their boyfriends at party and telling, "Oh, we have such solid relationship together. Oh, we're such a good friends and we love each other." Yeah, right. You know, there's something erotic behind that action. And notice that it's much more acceptable for women to fool around with same gender than vice versa.
Part of it has to do with women being okay sharing same guy, as it is in the interest of evolution to pass down genetic pool of the best specimen. Women instinctively know a strong man when they meet one. Of course it can be subjective, but nevertheless a very rare occasion. That's why it's better to share a beast than to settle with a mouse. This notion has made women more open to other women, celebrating love for the chosen one.
There's some, of course, biological reasons to that, but the thing is, two naked women bodies, very beautiful, erotic, sensual, but two men, naked, nasty, hairy, raw, dirty. Of course, it's not my opinion, but it's how we perceive the sexes. So the cheating occurs when something isn't met in a relationship. Either the woman finds someone else more valuable than her man, or the guy becomes tired of having sex with the same woman, or maybe not having sex at all. So because of that, the relationship gets strained and infidelity happens. And mind you, it's not an overnight process. It happens gradually. So don't come and say that it's black and white. I never said that. So men's sexual strategy and women's sexual strategy differ.
Have you cheated the same?
I haven't been in so many exclusive relationships, but in my younger days, yeah, I've done that. But knowing what I know now, it's a different ball game. It's about having scarcity, not wanting to lose a certain person, yet not wanting to abandon your own values on how you perceive relationships. So why should you step into a relationship if you're not willing to be faithful?
What would you do if someone cheated on you?
It's a good question. I either walk away or downgrade the relationship, meaning that there will be no exclusivity from now on.
Why is that?
Because if you are willing to compromise your own values, the respect towards yourself, then why should someone else respect you? So when the loyalty is compromised, there's little to nothing to do, because if you let something happen once, it will surely give incentive to the person to do the same once more, because there's no respect that the relationship is built upon. So most often than not, people regret because they get busted, not because they cheated. The partner wouldn't even confess. It's like the ego takes the toll. Your ego wants to have the cookie and eat it at the same time. But of course, it's not possible. So why stay in a relationship that has run its course? Yeah, you can stay, but if there's no solid ground, there's no solid foundation, then that relationship is very shaky. And I would suggest to break it off the exclusivity. So the woman's sexual strategy is quality, and the man's sexual strategy is quantity. Now, of course, I don't mean that men go for everything that they can get hold of, but they are much more flexible in choosing their partner than women. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to our sexual capabilities. Eggs are much more expensive than sperm, so a woman doesn't have so much more room and space to experiment with different sexual partners, whereas men, they can just come in, ejaculate and evacuate. That's why the female and male jealousy is different. The woman is jealous of a man investing his time, his resources on other women, emotional investment. Whereas the man's jealousy stems from paternity reassurance. He has to know that he is the father. That's why his jealousy is of physical nature. Woman sleeping with other men means that he potentially can be cuckolded, which means taking care of another man's child. Woman's jealousy is emotional. A man's jealousy is physical. On that note, Hossein, out.